Leeds defend their 100% start to the season against a Wigan side who have won back-to-back matches, and they are seeking their 200th away win in Super League. It's another meeting of two of the Big Four. This is the way the two sides line up. The Leeds Rhinos, the champions of Super League. Smith at fullback, Donald, Gibson, Watkins, Hall, Maguire and Burrow. Forwards, Luluai, Jones Buchanan, Bailey, Kirk, Ablett, Sinfield the skipper. Bench, Webb, Peacock, Lautiti, Burgess. Coach, Brian McLennan. The Warriors of Wigan, Richards at fullback, unchanged from last week they are. Roberts, Bailey, Carmont, Ainscough, Sam Tompkins, Luluai. Forwards, Fielden, Riddell, Paliasina, Hock, Joel Tompkins, O'Loughlin the skipper. Bench occupied by Coley, Hanson, McIlorum and O'Carroll. The coach, Brian Noble. Wigan Warriors, back-to-back wins behind them. 9 of their previous 99 successes in Super League as they seek their 100th away win in Super League. 9 of their previous 99 have come on this ground at Headingley. But they won just 4 and drew 3 of their away games in 2008. Leeds defending one of 2 100% starts to Super League 14. They boast the best defence of the season so far. Only 5 tries conceded in 4 games, 3 of them at Warrington last weekend. They have beaten Wigan in successive grand final qualifiers here, plus a Challenge Cup quarter-final last May. But in Super League weekly rounds, Wigan have won the last 3 visits here. It's a clear, dry, mild evening for a Friday night bonanza. And Super League swings back to Headingley. And Jamie Jones-Buchanan has been named as hooker tonight. There is no Matt Diskin, he's out with a neck injury. And Paul McShane, the reserve hooker, played in the reserve grade before the game started here tonight. Now is that Ducks and Drake, Steve-O, by the Leeds coach?
Well, it's certainly very pack-in for the scrummaging, Jamie Jones-Buchanan, but he certainly won't be running into dummy half. It would surprise me if their coach Brian McLennan gave him the responsibility of that. We've seen it so often in the past. Burrow and Sinfield perhaps will control that area.
That's a fantastic kick-off from Pat Richards. It had such hang time. It landed just in the field of play. And look where Wigan effect the first tackle. Just about 3 metres away from the Leeds goal line. Here is Kylie Luluai trying to make some ground upfield for the Leeds Rhinos.
Pretty solid defence from Wigan. We saw that very early against Bradford last week. There's a major reason why really they got on top very early. But the thing that really surprised me was Brian Noble told his chargers to keep this ball alive. They were even keeping it alive way down deep in their own quarter.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan with the drive forward. He's halted by Paliasina, Gareth Hock and Mark Riddell. That was Ryan Bailey. He gets the ball away to Luluai again, and Luluai gets Leeds to within 10 metres of the halfway line on the last tackle. And Burrow with the kick downfield. He pumps it over the head of Richards. That's a fantastic kick. Now, was that a 40-20?
Must have been pretty close to it.
It was.
Very close to it.
40-20, he has signalled Ian Smith. That's a fantastic kick from Burrow.
Is he double-checking, Eddie?
Oh, he's onside, that's right. That's well over inside. What a fantastic kick. Just amazing. There is confirmation from Ian Smith. Just shows you the importance. They really did miss Rob Burrow in the early part of the season. Okay, Leeds have yet to lose in Super League, but even they would have to accept the fact that they're not getting it together team-wise.
Great start for them here. This is Maguire, and Sam Tompkins gets to him. Gets the tackle in, first of this second consecutive set of 6 for the champions. Sinfield looking for the runners. Ablett is one of them, went straight at the chest of Riddell. Pulled down, but Leeds are now 5 metres away from the Wigan try line. And here is Jamie Jones-Buchanan driving the ball in under the sticks, and Wigan defence coming to the fore. Third tackle gone. That is Lee Smith. Here is Rob Burrow. Burrow showed it to Maguire, went for it himself. The Wigan defence stands firm again. Thomas Luluai low down. Gareth Hock over the top. Lee Smith to Maguire. Maguire to Sinfield. Leeds look full of it early on here. Sinfield, great run, great ball. A very important tackle. The ball was lost. It's play on, and this is Luluai. Won't be stopped, Luluai. First try to the Leeds Rhinos.
Oh, that was a doubtful pass, the very last one. Luluai made sure he slung the arm out to plonk it down.
But what a start from the champions. All on the back of the Rob Burrow 40-20 kick. They were camped almost on their own line, certainly within their own half. They got to the last tackle, and Burrow's kick has produced this field position.
One of the great new laws that we brought into our game, and it just shows you the importance of it. We were suggesting before a ball was kicked that it would be Burrow and it would be Sinfield at half-back, and Brian McLennan has shocked us all. He's been utilising the fullback Lee Smith in that position. That was very close. It was a 50 ball at best, perhaps. Whoa, but take nothing away from the outlook. Didn't they do well to keep it alive? That was another one that could be suspect. Either way, Ian Smith, he was in a good position. He says, Mr. Luluai, you've got the 4. What a start!
He seems to enjoy playing against the Wigan Warriors. Luluai doesn't score many, but got them home and away against Wigan last season, and Sinfield has added the extras. It's 6-0 to the champions, and a fantastic start for Leeds.
Eddie, I think the 5 passes involved in that play, there was a small offload, were world-class. They were exactly where the play needed to be. Here it comes out the back. Slide offload here from Hall to Sinfield. But the passing accuracy, timing and weighting of those passes was perfect and impossible for Wigan to stop.
Well, this is only the second time that Wigan have been in possession. That's from the kick-off. And Richards hoists another high one. Maguire is underneath it, but Wigan have not got their hands on the ball yet, and we're 4.5 minutes into this match.
And the amazing thing, Brian Noble, the Wigan coach, we were a little bit upset with the fact you mentioned, Eddie. Tremendous kick-off, applied the pressure, and it all turns around by just one little piece of magic from the little halfback Rob Burrow. It's amazing rule, that, the 40-20. Brian Noble knows that it was just one bit of magic.
And not really the start that he wanted. Lee Smith is the man who made that scamper from dummy half. Now it's Burrow again, and Jamie Jones Buchanan will drive it at Gareth Hock. There is Rob Burrow, dummy half. Last tackle here. Maguire, they're running it again. Now the boot from Sinfield, cross field, and he finds the ground. It is a great kick. It's bouncing everywhere. That's brilliantly picked up though by Amos Roberts. That could have gone anywhere.
Certainly did. Took another half volley, didn't he? But what a great kick there. Instead of just giving it air and pushing it into the corner, they put it into open space. And we saw from that Rob Burrow kick how rugby league football can just bounce anyway.
Wigan then with their hands on the ball for the first time. Brian Carney, this is not the start that Wigan wanted.
No, absolutely not. It's going to make it a little bit difficult. It's interesting to see that you got Lee Smith going into dummy half, but there's 2 or 3 times that Lee Smith or Danny Maguire or Rob Burrow, they're all running into dummy half at the same time. So I'm not sure if they've got a policy for Lee Smith to take the first 3 and then one of the other halves to jump in afterwards.
Richards with another high kick, this time ball in hand. Smith's underneath it, claims that. Went backwards, says Ian Smith. The Wigan supporters behind the post away to our left, appealing for a knock-on. Decision didn't come.
Oh, it appeared to me as though he lost it in the lights, actually. Did the right thing, turned his body so that if it did ricochet away, he would go backwards. Ian Smith on the ball yet again.
3. Move, Stewart!
6.5 minutes gone. That was Callum Watkins who made that little run. This is Luluai who finds Ablett, and Ablett gets the ball wide again to Hall.
4 meters.
Brian Hall is grounded on tackle number 4, 22 metres or so away from the Wigan line. Maguire to Sinfield. Sinfield, short ball, Ian Kirk. And Ian Kirk is pulled down on the last.
This is bubbling up to be a great game. Both sides want to give it plenty of air.
And they're talking of air. That's up in the air from Maguire. And that's knocked forward. That is a knock-on. The referee immediately chalks it out. No try.
Hand over for a knock-on.
Got it spot on. Callum Watkins with the fingertips. Knocks it forward.
Yep. Neat passing though, isn't it?
Go,
Sinfield there just held it up. It looked as he tries to give the impression he's going to throw a long one out wide. Oh, Sinfield's finger in the eye, I feel.
He's in a bit of pain and a bit of strife. Is the lead skipper at the moment. He's caught one in the right eye. Here is Palliasina now. Trying to bustle Wigan up to the halfway line, which he does.
Not a bad option though, is it, from Brian Noble to use feature Palliasina early in the game. So often we've seen last year came on as a secret weapon. The wonderful ability of turning games around, but I think he's right. Brian Noble's got it right. That's a good kick and chase.
It's a very good kick and chase. The kick was good, the chase from Ainscough was good, as Sinfield continues to be in a bit of bother. It was the finger or the thumb of Sean O'Loughlin, his opposite number. This is good Wigan defence though, meanwhile.
Well, they realise now they've got to keep them in that quarter.
There's another player here. It's Bailey who was holding his face and his eye.
Well, I have yet to see anything untoward. The incident with Sinfield came with O'Loughlin really carrying the football, so I think it's just a mere coincidence. There's a big kick on the fifth.
Great kick again. It wasn't a 40-20, but a superb kick from Rob Burrow just the same.
Taking the responsibility away from this fella, Kevin Sinfield, who perhaps would have wanted to take charge of that kick, but we've seen already the 40-20 early. Rob Burrow very eager to jump into the dummy half position.
Eddie, Wigan are rewarded though for the defence there. They contain Leeds to about 20-metre gain in the set of possession, and from this scrum they should be almost on the 40-metre line. They'll think that's a fair reward for the amount of effort they put to contain Leeds.
Here they come then with this latest raid, led by Pat Richards. Riddell, dummy half. Here's Stuart Fielden. He's had many a big battle with Leeds in his days, particularly with the Bradford Bulls. Oh, that was a little bit fancy from Lulawai. Hock wasn't ready for it. Here's Kylie. Lulawai gets the ball away to Carl Ablett. A great run here from Ablett.
Tremendous play from the big fella, but you could see there that Lulawai was not looking towards his player. Hock should have picked it up. Burrow put to the ground by Sean O'Loughlin. Had to be as well. Leeds are looking very dangerous.
They are with ball in hand, and they're looking pretty solid in defence as well. This is Ian Kirk. We thought about the offload for a second then and had second thoughts.
Watch for the inside pass.
Bailey will drive the ball forward. Wigan are hanging back in defence here. They're allowing Leeds to get up ahead of steam before they get to the collision. That's Lee Smith. Back he comes to Burrow. Burrow with the short ball to Jamie Jones. Buchanan bumps off one. There were reinforcements there. Richards was one of them. Burrow again gets the pass away. It will come now to Maguire. And Maguire will dab it into the corner looking for Scott Donald. Ainscough had a slash at it. It's a try for Donald, I think.
It is. You're absolutely spot on. He'll go to the screen, this one with Ian Smith. But Donald, I feel, has got it well before it touches any whitewash. He'll check to see if he's onside, and I think that's A-OK. Just caught the youngster out. Ainscough lunges with the boot, and really he should have been putting his body to it. At TIY time. Has he got it down right, though? They'll probably take a look at this. It looked a bit messy from that angle. It looks OK from that one, though, doesn't it? And that'll be Phil Bentham's choice. I think you'll find that that's OK. I don't think there's daylight between them. It's close.
It's either side, isn't it? The hands are either side.
I think he's brushed it. I think this will be given. This will be a TIY.
I think it's a try, Mike. Just as Warrington suffered last week, Leeds have put 2 early scores on the board.
Yes, blistering start from the champions here. Scott Donald over in the corner. It looked as though Ainscough had the kick covered, but he had a wild miss kick, an air shot, and Donald following up, and he managed to get the ball down. And he got a try here, as you see, in last season's 14-10 victory for the Wigan Warriors, as the problems continue for Kevin Sinfield, who of course is the goal kicker for the Leeds Rhinos.
He was quick thinking. Watch for the second phase. Look how Maguire, he was stood so far back. Should have gone with the body rather than the boot. Donald has just caught him out there, young Ainscope. Look at this. No one can get anywhere near him. He could have put the kettle on, made a cup of tea, and then got the kick away. That is sensational stuff. We mentioned before the game that perhaps Leeds are not getting that same team coordination that we saw them pick up the trophy at last year's grand final, but tonight already they are chattering to each other, they're urging each other on. They mean business tonight.
They probably see this as one of their major tests of the season in Super League so far. Kevin Sinfield with a red eye, but has he managed to kick the goal? Yes, he has. There was a question maybe around the ground, should Kevin Sinfield take that kick with his eye problem? They've got a kicker in the shape of Rob Burrow, who's pretty efficient. That's what it was. It was just was it a head clash? I think there was actually a finger in the eye, definitely.
Yeah, you could see that he tries to fend him away and just goes in awkward. I don't think there's anything malicious there, but very painful indeed. But boy, what a conversion.
What a glorious start to this match by the champions. 12-0, Leeds ahead, and we've only been playing 13 minutes.
And the importance, you know, Eddie, of the two kicks. Remember, the first one was a 40-20, and then when Rob Burrow put the second one in, okay, it didn't get the 40-20, but it went 40 metres downfield. And then when Wigan came up with the error, knock on from Hock, they can't afford to do that. The one thing that Brian Noble will be saying, once we get possession, we've got to make sure we get in the opposition half. We must control the game. They have not had a sniff at the moment.
They've hardly had possession of the ball. Maguire has beaten the challenge of Hock. And a kick for Lee Smith to chase. Riddell is there as well. Riddell will palm the ball dead.
Tremendous stuff from the hooker. He's not noted for being the fastest player out in the field, and I think it's taken its toll. But he got his body there first. He could have actually saved the game. Smith looked for all the world he was going to get there first. You would not have backed him with any other money. Brian McLennan, he probably realises that could have actually sealed the game off.
Big call that, Steve-O, with 14 minutes on the
clock. I agree with him. I agree, Mike. 18-0 and that's game over. Wigan have to survive this set of 6, Eddie. We know how hard it is to score a try against the Leeds Rhinos. 2 already, 3 in the opening quarter would be far too much to Wigan come back from. They have to survive this set.
This is Ian Kirk, and he will get to his feet, play it to Lee Smith. Burrow looking very, very busy, as is Maguire. Here is Ablett. They are really playing at a pace, aren't they?
Unbelievable.
2 feet. Move!
Maguire now waits at dummy half. Doesn't matter that there is no Matt Diskin, no Paul McShane, no Danny Badiris.
4, 2 feet on the line.
It is a multi-task sport these days. Super League. Burrow pops it up here for Sinfield. Sinfield pops it back to Jamie Jones-Buchanan. All hands to the pumps in defence for the Wigan Warriors. This is the last one. That bounces off a foot, and it will come up. It's play on, is it? It could be a try, this. Oh, he's given the handover.
Well, he's deemed that the ball's played the man and not the other way around. Luluai can't believe it.
Well, I can't. It seemed that the Wigan player was flailing at the ball, at least with his foot on the ground.
It was a messy piece of rugby league. It doesn't matter. Wigan, very fortunate. He's nowhere near the line.
Nowhere near, but he could easily have had an extra set of 6.
Well, he was stunned. Kylie Luluai got up and said, I've got to what? Hand the ball over?
Brian, we were thinking before the match that, you know, different players in different positions, League might be in disarray, but dear me, this is fantastic.
I think you hit on it before. It's the tempo of the game. They're not waiting for any particular person to get into dummy half. Nearest person there, quick, play it quick, shift the ball. They're moving Wigan around, and I don't think at the moment Wigan are living with the pace.
Richards tries for a 40-20 of his own, won't make it. Let's go down to Bill.
Wigan have been taking a hammering, and on comes another hammer to hit them very hard. Jamie Peacock off the bench, of course, kept in reserve by Brian McLennan, not starting tonight, Peacock, but a big round of applause as the South Stand sees their hero take the field. And I'm sure Jamie Peacock will be raring to get stuck into this Wigan side.
Sure he will be indeed. That was Ashley Gibson trying to get to his feet, playing the ball. That's the third tackle gone. And Hopkins is the man at dummy half. Here is the first touch from Peacock. Question mark. Was Jamie Peacock named on the bench because he's not 100% fit? We shall see. Kirk. Great run from Kirk. He's broken through the first line of defence. The ball comes to Donald. He waited for that. Got the ball inside to Sinfield. Here is Burrow. Try time for the champions. Unbelievable. Unbelievable try. And Ian Smith checked twice with each touch judge and said yes, there was no knock on there. Burrow behind the sticks. Is that the bridge too far then for Wigan Warriors even at this early stage? The way Leeds are saying, you have to say so.
You'd have to. It is just unbelievable. The Rhinos are red hot. It's as simple as that. Wigan just have had no possession. They've come up with the error time and time again. Throwing the 40-20 early. Big fella Kirk makes... He does well here, Donald. He pulls his arm away. He could have tried to stretch it. And the support play. Who said that there was no team coordination from the Rhinos this year? It was me. Not tonight. Unbelievable ability. Anybody in support? Yeah, Sinfield, captain's knock, little Rob Burrow. Boy, didn't they miss him early in the season. Over the past 6 months.
Sinfield adds the extras, 18-0.
Just saying over the past 6 months, you know, or maybe even longer. Rob Burrow has developed into such a wonderful player, but it's not just an individual anymore now. He works as a unit, keeps himself organised. This is the offload there. Ian Kirk, and this is where Donald does not panic. Gets the lucky bounce. Comes off Ainsco's fingers. Donald says, hello? Like any little halfback worth his salt, you support.
Wigan needs something, anything to get back into this game now. They got to play down in the Leeds half. They're stuck in reverse for 15 or 18 minutes, and it's going to take a lot out of them.
Well, it has obviously taken a lot out of them, but Ian Kirk leaves the field looking a little bit groggy after that try. This, meanwhile, is Ryan Bailey. Leeds were 12-0 up against Warrington last week. They hit back and made a real game of it. Can Wigan do the same from 18-0 down? They'll have to start getting the tackles in, won't they? Because there have been a couple of crucial missed tackles by the Wigan defenders. Here's Peacock. They haven't missed him this time. Look at that, 80 tackles, but 8 of them have been missed by Wigan, and Leeds have been absolutely spot on. That ball played the man.
Oh, that's going to be a knock on there. Not in the races, I'm afraid. Oh, it's Sheldon Week. I'll tell you something. Not many of these Wigan players that get over the fences. They look completely out on their feet.
Amazing, isn't it? Saturday night they were blistering against Bradford. Tonight, I don't know what the adjective is to use.
Well, the point was made before the game in regards to, was Wigan so red hot? Yes, they were. But how poor were Bradford? On this showing, Bradford was shocking.
Go, one.
Quick play, the ball is catching Wigan very much on the back foot.
Hell, 10 metres.
I think Wigan and their coach Brian Noble knows that if they concede another try, it is Everest. Never mound a mountain, it's Everest. He pinks that ball. That's good play by Sean O'Loughlin.
Wigan ball, 1-on-1.
It's no good. Rob Burrow, you better let it go because the referee's gone the other side.
It was Andy Coley who had the extra strength against Rob Burrow, but look at the defence now from Leeds. They're annoyed about that, that they've had the possession pinched from them.
Right, Eddie, it was Coley.
Hock. Oh, they're doing a job on Gareth Hock.
Well, he's been in fine form. Oh, and he's lost it. He has lost control. Well, he's that type of player, isn't he, Gareth Hock? 1 minute he can be absolutely brilliant. We saw earlier the inside pass from Thomas Luluai. He knocked on and then has lost possession there.
It was a loose carry, but was there a little arm or foot in there, knocking the ball out of Gareth Hock's grasp? There's certainly a bit of verbals going on as the scrum goes down. Here is Sinfield. This is Ashley Gibson. Ashley Gibson, he has done really well to get back into the side. He had a knee reconstruction and he struggled with it all the way through last year.
You know, the thing about Brian McLennan, and he's got them working overtime, is the fact that they're sharing the work. You know, you're getting the people like Ashley Gibson, Ryan Hall, they're coming in the middle, they're taking a lot of responsibility away from the forwards. That shows it to me that some of the Leeds forwards are not 100%.
Maguire pops the ball up. Here is Ablett, operating in the centres for much of this season, but named tonight in the second row. It's Jamie Jones-Buchanan now at dummy half, and he comes down the short side. Looks like a hooker, doesn't he? This is the last tackle. The kick is slid in. It's picked up, but he's not going to get out of trouble. Coley to the rescue, but he couldn't get the ball. Well, he says he's over the line, referee.
Well, what's happening here? I think Ian Smith, the official, has got it totally wrong here. I think Coley gets over the whitewash. He didn't look at it that way. He's in a good position. Better eyes than I have, at least. But I thought, well, Wigan was badly done to in the previous build-up to that play. I thought that the man should have stopped. He took 2 more strides, and then the referee said, go back and play the ball. He'd called held. It should have been a penalty.
This is Ryan Bailey.
Turn, move, hold, go.
Lee Smith, Sinfield. There's such pace about the Leeds play here tonight in the opening 23 minutes.
And the ability, Eddie, is that Brian McLennan said, listen, if you're nearest the one with the man that's playing the ball, jump in. Whereas you normally look for Diskin all the time to control it. Leeds are just saying, nearest man, take it. Look, they're fighting to take it over.
This is Danny Maguire. Now it's Gibson. Another tackle missed by Carmont. That is Donald. That is good defence from Ainscough. He rolled him into touch.
Well, there's been an untidy start for this youngster, Sean Ainscough, but he's certainly made up for it there. Beautiful thing.
Still not good enough.
And this is the incident where I think he's stopped, and then he carries on and says, oh, go back and play.
You just keep trying.
Well, that is strange, to say the least.
Look at that, Eddie. That's all you need to know at the bottom of the screen. 11 minutes Leeds have spent. Half of the game so far. The rest of the game they've had the ball in their own half. Look at that, an 80-20 split in possession. It's no wonder that Wigan look out on the feet.
And it's no wonder that Leeds are ahead by 18 points to 0. They beat Wigan here 18-14 in the grand final qualifier last year, went to Old Trafford, retained the title. And look at these mistakes. The error count is mounting for the Wigan Warriors.
Well, it wasn't the best pass either, was it? Bailey just put it through, and you can see Carmont was coming through very close.
His hand was attracted to it like a magnet, wasn't it, to a pin?
Well, I think to be fair, that was meant for the guy outside him. It's just unfortunately hit off towards arm. But they can't get any look now at the moment. They're stuck down here, and it's only going to get worse unless they get out of here.
Play on.
Ooh, that's a ragged pass, a very ragged pass. The ball eventually finding its way into the arms of Lee Smith. Gibson is the dummy half now. I can't remember how many times I've mentioned tonight already so many different names going in at dummy half. Here is Lee Smith. This is Ryan Bailey.
And that's the craftiness of their coach, Brian McLennan.
And the man who should be the dummy half is still in the stands, of course. Hardly has his Leeds career begun as yet. Oh, there's the first mistake from the Leeds Rhinos tonight.
Zero, release!
Just a little bit too fancy there. Short pass from Barrow, and that's a relieving penalty for the Cherry and White.
First penalty of the match, 25.5 minutes gone.
Would have felt that as well.
Great kick.
Kevin Sinfield, but silly play.
10 metres.
Lee Smith also pulling back on the leg.
You heard Brian Carney in the background saying what a great kick that was, and it does take Wigan further upfield from the penalty. Here is Fielden.
Lauatiti tried to reef that ball away.
Hold, go, one.
That was McIlorum.
And this is where you see the likes of Gareth Hock. He's come up with 2 errors.
Go.
There's a good habit of repaying his... Oh, that's not the best, though.
Scrappy pass by Wigan, turned into something from Luluai.
Just saying he has a bad habit, doesn't he, Gareth Hock? Come up with a couple of errors and then comes up with something sensational. They need it to Wigan.
McIlorum to Sam Tompkins. Here is Harrison Hansen.
4, 10 metres.
McIlorum in again at dummy half for the Wigan Warriors. Looping pass finds Luluai. Here is O'Loughlin. Now it's with Gareth Hock. Trying to bump off one challenge, can't do so, and he's lost the ball again.
Great tackle there from Danny Maguire. Oh, was there interference? Look at me, Ashley Gibson.
Ashley Gibson has reefed that away.
Yeah. And I'm surprised that... Oh, come on, touch judges. You've got to help the man in the middle. Ian Smith was on the blind side of that one.
It's hard to defend though against Gareth Hock, because when he runs at you, if you don't go to near to contain and compress the ball against his body, he's going to offload it to a teammate. So the defender has to attempt to get close to the ball, but hold it tight to his body. If it comes free, do you criticise the defender or blame Gareth Hock?
Hold, go, 1.
Well, he's had a great start to 2009, Gareth Hock, but he hasn't had a great start to this match tonight, it must be said. A couple of missed tackles and a couple of handling errors as well, but Leeds have got another injury problem, haven't they, Bill?
Yeah, we saw Ian Kirk coming off, and the aftermath of that try he helped create. He got a big knock as he unloaded the ball and was left on the deck. He's still shaken up after that. I think he's actually still back in the dressing room trying to recover from it.
What a kick.
It's another 40-20.
What a kick.
Lee Smith this time.
And again from the dummy half position. Now, normally you apply the pressure, but look, see the 2 Wigan markers. They're going backwards. They're not applying any pressure on, mainly due to the fact they're probably out on their feet because they've had so much defensive work to do.
I'll tell you one thing, as an ex-winger, it's very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult to defend a kick out of dummy half, because you're watching the ball players, you're watching Maguire, you're watching Rob Burrows, waiting for them to kick. Next thing, boom, one pops out of dummy half. Very difficult to defend.
Well, Wigan have got to defend this raid here, and the ball has found its way out to Ryan Hall with quick hands. Tompkins was in there swiftly too, with Amos Roberts. Here now is Lauatiti. That's Luke Burgess.
10 metres, wait, go.
Smith, who got the 40-20 in. Burrow back to Sinfield. Can he get the ball away? Yes, he can, to Burrow. And Burrow went around McIlorum like he wasn't there. Slipped then, and Coley came in. Tackle number 3. Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Jamie Peacock. Danny Maguire. Danny Maguire gives it to Lauatiti. Over the top. Brilliant try from Leeds and Ryan Hall. Sensational from the champions here. Absolutely sensational. Have they played better than this? Certainly not in 2009. Have they been as good as this throughout their championship year of 2008? It is unbelievable. They are playing so well, with such pace, with such ball security, and they are queuing up to score.
We'd have to say the start of the season, and the beautiful kick here. 40-20 from Lee Smith. Sensational stuff. But it's the ability to keep the ball alive that's impressed me tonight. The way that they're just sucking it in, and Lauatiti, how many times have we done that? I don't know whether he played basketball nearly every day when he was a young kid. Watch the pass. Hello, over the top. Amos Roberts had no option. He had 3-on-2. He had to move in. And he's not 100%. You can tell that. Look at the bandage on the right thigh. But you don't need speed when you're this big and you're close to the line. He just flopped in for it.
2 40-20s in this match in the first half already, and we think that they had only performed 1 40-20 during the whole of 2008.
When you talk about improvements, that is one area for it. They've had a left-footed player do it when they're on the left side of the field, and a right-footed player closer to the right sideline, and that really is a wonderful thing. Last week against Warrington, Paul McShane, the hooker who's not playing tonight, kicked a 40-20 in the game. Again, left-footed, left wing. They're maximising the advantages that rule permits.
Brian McLennan has been keeping his cards very close to his chest all week about his team selection for tonight, but I'll tell you what, he has got them absolutely to perfection for this match. Sinfield proves that he's human. He's missed one. 22 points to zip, though. Leeds Rhinos in total control at the moment.
It's very simple, our game at times. You just make sure you have the overlap. You pull in the winger, the centre, pulls it straight through. You can see there that Tompkins has got in. Amos Roberts does exactly the same, and this fella just leans over and lunges in. Don't need speed for that.
More news from Bill on the side.
And what a great time for Brent Webb to return to action for the Leeds Rhinos, his side in total control of the game. And Webb out of action for 6 months, a back problem. He's had back surgery and missed the tail end of the last season, of course, missed the World Cup. But he is back, and Lee Smith, architect of that last try, is on the sidelines having a breather.
Well, I think one of the players to take a lot of satisfaction from that last try was Jamie Peacock, who just carried the ball there. Do you know what? You ask coaches to improve players year on year. That's why they get paid by clubs. And it was Peacock's catch and pass, a part of his game that he has not really maximised in the last 5 years, that actually attracted so many Wigan defenders towards him, created the space for Ryan Hall.
Here is Brent Webb, and since he's arrived on the field, every time Leeds have played the ball, it's been Brent Webb in at dummy half, and there he goes in again.
Well, that's the best way to get rid of the rust, isn't it?
Anyone can play hooker, Steve-O. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, it's actually not hooker, is it? It's acting halfback. There's two different things, aren't there?
Yes.
Thanks, Phil. You got me out of that one.
A bit different, isn't it, to your day, old boy?
Sadly.
Ainscough now. Wigan need inspiration from somewhere.
They need a break. They need maybe something different, maybe a chip over the top. Lee Smith is standing very, very deep.
They need a break, and the half-time break is 8 minutes away. 22 points to nil. Leeds Rhinos ahead. O'Loughlin, that ball went backwards. They're lucky to get away with that. Richards.
I'm not so sure that wasn't briefed out either. It could have been a back to 6, but they're just finding it very difficult to get any momentum. Nowhere near the advantage line, and you can see that it's not just one or two, they're swarming in. Leeds, they are in superb form.
Kicker clear.
Pat Richards, well, not the best, right into the arms of Ryan Hall. Hall runs it back as far as Hansen and Coley and Tompkins. Seen nothing of Tompkins in attack as yet, but we've seen plenty in defence, and the youngster there hasn't missed too many tackles, I don't think.
Go.
Webb to Peacock.
Yeah, you're right about his defensive qualities, Sam Tompkins. I think he came up with 14 or 15 last week. So he doesn't shirk the responsibility.
Maguire. There's the offload. It's a killer, that. Here is Burrow. Burrow to Ablett. This time they do get him down. Tackle number 4. Webb, acting halfback, finds Peacock. Peacock, Sinfield. Sinfield, cut out pass. Oh! Well, Alan Watkins.
Not the first time.
You'll be disappointed with this because it's nothing wrong with the pass. Just had a little look to see who was coming towards him. Just a touch of inexperience there. Such a big rap on this fella. He's got the goods, that's for sure.
He turned 18 yesterday, did Callum Watkins. Impressive start to the season. We've talked a lot about the Wigan youngsters.
But isn't it great to see all across the board the youngsters coming right the way through?
Yes.
New names, new stars.
That's what the licence system was supposed to produce, because it would remove the threat of relegation from the Super League for the next 3 years. Remove the threat of relegation because of on-field performance.
Hold, go.
McIlroy. Tompkins, good ball.
Good tackle as well.
Brought down by a great tackle from Burgess and Burrow first. Back to McIlroy again.
That should have been a penalty there. Jamie Jones-Buchanan was trying to turtle him, and he had a throttle tackle on it.
Nice dab through by O'Loughlin, but Webb, the experienced hand, is back. Last line of defence.
Stanley hasn't lost it, has he? Good position in the first step of the first man trying to come to tackle him.
Now can Wigan keep latching up on? He has lost it. He has lost it, Ryan Hall.
Is this the closest Wigan have been to Leeds' try line, Eddie? 35 minutes in the match.
It is, with 6 tackles in the bag, yes. Brian Noble has had some great days here, but has not had a great first half, and his face, I think, tells its own story.
Well, every opportunity to even attempt to put pressure on this Leeds line. They've come up with the error.
This is Tompkins again.
But you've got to come up with something special to beat this Leeds defence.
Calm on to dummy half this time for Wigan. Here is Eamon O'Carroll. Wigan inching towards the line. Here is McAlorum. McAlorum gets closer, but not close enough. Carroll back to Luluai. Long cut-out ball. Ainscough is in for Wigan. Sean Ainscough. That's his 4th try of the season. He didn't score for the first time this year against the Bulls last week, but Sean Ainscough was the man on the end of that pass out wide, and he scampered over the line. Sean Ainscough, the 19-year-old, try number 4 of 2009.
Beautiful pass from Thomas Luluai. He used Hock as a dummy straight through there, and it's very rare you find Scott Donald way out of position. Well, I don't know whether he was doing a bit of gardening, but Scott Donald was nowhere to be seen. Maguire couldn't do anything about it. Not so sure that's the best way to put the ball down. He got it down in the end. Not so much in this country, I suppose, but in Australia, I know that the coaches, they hate any player trying to plonk the ball down like that. They like to go body over the line, make sure no chance of knocking on.
You got to change your graphics. I spoke to him before the game, and there's no way in the world he's 5'10". I'm telling you, I've got 3 inches on him, easy.
So what does that make him then?
5'9".
Oh, you're going to call us liars for an inch, are you?
Oh, get the calculator out later.
Get the tape measure out. Now then, it's Richards. Good kick from Richards. That could be an important 6 points for Wigan. It will give them a little bit of confidence just before half-time. But Leeds, they have been irresistible in this first half.
Certainly have, but just a lack of concentration, and he'll be pleased with it. Especially with the combination that Thomas Luluai read it superbly. And Ainscough, Red-Nosed Day, something to cheer about.
Kevin, put it down.
Haven't had much other up to that point.
Yeah, there's not much comic relief for Wigan at the moment, is there? But that 6 points will help.
Just remember.
22 points to 6. 2 minutes to the half-time break. Will Leeds respond immediately to that setback? Tompkins for Wigan.
One. Move, Rob!
Is it a setback at 22 points to 6? It's given Wigan hope.
And that's all they needed. You know, Brian Noble has been around long enough to understand that, you know, the possession will probably swing Wigan's way a little bit more in this second half. They just haven't had the ball. That's a good offload. That is done well if he can stay in the field of play.
Oh, what a run here. What a run from Ainscough. Maguire's after him and he gets it.
That would have been a sensational 4-pointer if he could have gone all the way. They've still got the opportunity.
They have, and it's Luluai. It's a short ball to Coley. And Coley gets through one but can't get through the next 2. Saints have stretched the lead against Salford. Here is McAlorum. Well, what would this do to the match if Wigan get over for another try right on the stroke of half-time? It's the last tackle here.
It's going to be a good kick from Luluai.
He's gone on his own. He's had a try, but he is held up short, is Eamon O'Carroll.
Why on earth did he opt for that? Brian Noble was furious, at least.
Play ball there!
With a few seconds left. This is a wonderful run, though, by the youngster. Ainscough, good stepping, but full credit to Maguire. Got right the way back. Well, Brian Noble won't be happy with the fact that they went for the glory rather than the kick.
Yeah, they could have got an extra set of 6. It wouldn't have been 6 tackles, obviously, but they would have got maybe 3 or 4 goes. As it is, they're having to defend this Leeds possession now as we approach half-time.
Yeah, but a kick in the in goal there, it could have gone anywhere. You've got a better chance of scoring a try than someone going on his own from dummy half.
Talking about going on your own from dummy half, that's exactly what Callum Watkins has just done. There's the half-time siren. A near faultless display from the Leeds Rhinos. It was sensational when they went 22-0 up. Tries from Luluai, Donald, Burrow and Hall. Sinfield added 3 goals, 22 points to 0. Wigan didn't have the hand on the ball, and Leeds were just ripping them to shreds. But the try from Ainscough 3 minutes from half-time, and the run from Ainscough in the last minute, well, it's given them some hope for what might come in the second half. But it will have to be one of the comebacks of all time. Leeds have this match at the moment, you feel, in their pocket.